Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and welcome back to another Dark Park Film Reviews. And on this video, we are doing the endless random DVD Blu-ray purchases that I have made. As I mentioned in the previous video and probably the one before that, I have many stacks of these. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on the last video, but what happens is that I buy the movies. I basically, more or less, when OGP and I, when he comes out here and we go to Zia and stuff, I will show those movies on his channel. Then I will make stacks to show on Jonathan's channel. And then those will go into stacks with other stacks that then I make these videos of. So they're shown 3 different times on 3 different channels. And what I'm doing is, so it doesn't look like it's repetitive, I am showing the oldest ones first. So I'm not just showing something that has been viewed twice before. These have been viewed twice before, but months ago. So what I have here are basic, I think it's 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 DVDs and 5 Blu-ray. And it's a mixed batch. I mean, there's a ton of different stuff in here. So we're going to start with the Blu-ray and work our way down. I'm going to move my coffee here. There we go. Okay, so the first one that we have is The Accountant. And this is Ben Affleck and John Barthel. I really enjoyed this. OGP recommended this to me. He also recommended the sequel. So when the sequel became available for streaming, I had a double feature, and I really thought these were good. I enjoyed the first one better than the second, but they're still very solid. They're very solid movies. I highly recommend both films. I think that they are definitely even worth, purchasing. I do have The Accountant too, but it's in a different stack because I bought it later. So yeah, The Accountant, very good stuff. Kind of wish they would do a third, but maybe not. I think two could be good, but I wouldn't mind a third. Might be fun as long as they can kind of keep it fresh. So there you go, The Accountant. Next Blu-ray this was voted as one of the worst Stephen King movies. I don't think Stephen King fans really even like the book. I'm not even sure if Stephen King likes the book for this one. And it is a reteaming from 1408. And that's John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson in Cell. I watched this originally streaming and thought, wow, this is not good. It's I get what they're trying to do, but it just ultimately fails. I mean, it's kind of like zombies, but they're reacting to like a cell phone type of pulse type of thing. I think the idea is that we're controlled by our phones. And yeah, it just wasn't great. So OGP and we did a few films, like 5 movies, I think, that were cell phone or computer based. And so I decided to buy this one if we decided to do it again. So I will have Cell that then I can watch and talk about over on his channel, which would be Sunday Night Mayhem that I'm on, 7 o'clock on Sunday nights. So yeah, Cell. It does have audio commentary, and there was a making of. I really should, if we decide to do the cell phone or computer movies again. Oh God, screenplay by Stephen King and another guy. Wow. Of course, this is by the guy who gave us Maximum Overdrive, which is one of the greatest Stephen King movies ever made. but I really should listen to the audio commentary and watch the making of if we do this again, because I can only imagine that they're how this movie is so great, and it has, it's so important because of cell phones, that I bet that's what it all is. It's just hype. So yeah, Sal. And I collect Stephen King. Overall, I do like Stephen King. I like his novels and the movies, even though they don't match, and it's a mixed bunch of good and bad. I just wish that he would shut up politically. It kind of ruins my experience with him, and yeah, so it kind of makes me want to watch or read his stuff less because of that. I just wish that he would shut up. I think all celebrities should just shut up. This is an oldie but a goodie. It falls into kind of like my comic book movie section. And I guess this would even fall into Tarzan, type of films. And I like its packaging, which is why I wanted it this way. And it's Sheena. It's actually Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. And if you notice, it kind of has like a VHS tape coming out here, even on the sides and the back. This one, I don't think has any special features on it. I think it's just a movie. It's Mill Creek. It's from the director of the 1970s King Kong, Tanya Roberts, as Sheena. So she'll fight like a tigress to save the land she loves. So there you go. She is pretty hot in this movie. But I like how it has the VHS tape coming out of here. And then inside is its normal cover. I could be wrong. I think maybe the DVD does say Queen of the Jungle on it. I know the poster does. So I like Mill Creek. I like what they do. So these companies like Mill Creek. I like their stuff. I know some people don't, but they release a lot of movies that normally wouldn't probably see the light of day. This one is, I like the director a lot. Justin Kurzel, I believe is how you say his last name. This is The Order. And he did Assassin's Creed, the movie version of Assassin's Creed, which I liked. So I started, and he also did a version of Macbeth. So I enjoy his movies. This is one of his newer ones, The Order. And it's got a good cast in it. It's got, like Jude Law, Nicholas Hoult, Ty Sheridan. I mean, it's got a bunch of people in it. And it's about like cops dealing with like a white supremacist group. So I enjoy his movies. And it's got its slipcover here, which is, yeah, it's the same on both. I like it when they change it a little bit. But The Order is worth watching. I really enjoyed it. He's a good filmmaker. The Order. The last Blu-ray here is, I heard they're making another one. This is supposed to be a trilogy, but I don't know. This was probably the weakest of the Planet of the Apes, of the current Planet of the Apes movies. And that's A Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I did enjoy it. I'm not sure. I like the villain. Comes off a little Mad Maxy, kind of Fury Road, I guess, in a way, in some of his lines that he says. Our lead ape here, I wasn't entirely happy with. I guess he's supposed to be more of like a teenager and kind of very naive to the world outside of their kind of village. And then we have this woman here who speaks total English, where humans are supposed to be more kind of mute. But this is many, many years after the last Planet of the Apes movies, which would be War of the Planet of the Apes, where Caesar dies. A lot of the rumors on this one is that she is actually an astronaut from the past. at some point, and I don't know when, and they probably won't do it, but somehow this series is supposed to kind of connect to the original series. In Rise of the Planet of the Apes, they do discuss, it's on TV. I think it's on TV or in a newspaper, but it is shown that the rocket has launched that would technically have Charlton Heston in it. But it would actually have to go. Yeah, so they would have to go, I would think it would have to be after war, but I think before this one, because in war is when the humans start to go mute because of the virus. And in this, she can speak. She has no problem speaking. So I think it would have to fall somewhere kind of in between both series. So we'll see if they ever do that. But I did enjoy this. The lead, chimpanzee is he's no Caesar, but he does kind of start off naive at the beginning of the movie and grows by the end of the movie. So he does he has that arc that's nice. So I thought that there was a movie behind it. So yeah, I recommend this if you like the other Planet of the Apes. I'm a huge Planet of the Apes fan. I even like the Tim Burton one. So I do recommend it. Okay, so for our first DVD, I had just done it was for last month, for Reviews After Midnight over on Jonathan's channel, Indie Film Cafe. All these links are down below too. I did this one for that. So it's called Let It Snow. It's a slasher film that takes place in the snow. It is a foreign film, so it does have subtitles, but for the most part, it is a lot of it is in English, but there's also a fair amount of it. I think it's Scandinavian, but I really enjoyed this. I remember there's a YouTube channel out there where the guy, he did like a whole 1 hour episode, I think it is, destroying this movie. And so it was always way too expensive. And then Zia Records, I guess they just weren't selling it, brought it down a lot. So, I mean, I got it for like $5 or whatever. But I really enjoy it. I love movies that take place in the snow. I love the look of blood in the snow. I mean, there's like a bloody snowman right there with one of our characters. It does say perfect slope, perfect snow, perfect murder. There is a making of and a trailer gallery. The making of isn't bad. I think for the most part, it is subtitled. But if you can, and there is no way of just making this English. So you have to go with the subtitles, and like I said, some of it's in English and some of it's not. So you just kind of have to stick with it. But I really enjoyed this a lot. If you like, slasher movies or slasher movies that take place in the snow, I do recommend watching this one. It's two skiers, American skiers. They're going to go, it's called a free ride, snowboarding vacation. And they go up onto a mountain that, of course, people warn them about, like, do not go up there. People who go up there never come down. And then while they're up there, they're being stalked by a killer that's using a snowmobile. And they meet up with a couple other people that are up there too. I really enjoyed this. I thought that it looked really nice. The mountains and everything are beautiful. So it is, I recommend this. So Let It Snow. I think this is pretty good. I don't know what that YouTuber was talking about, was saying how horrible this is. It's not. This is a good winter slasher movie. So I do recommend this. All right. Oh, speaking of snow. Okay, good. I didn't even plan this. So this is Die Hard in a ski resort. This is from Paramount Pictures. It's Extreme Ops. And so basically people are you know, they've taken over like the ski resort, and a whole bunch of snowboarders and skiers and stuff have to stop the terrorists. I enjoyed this in a very stupid way. It's just one of those fun, dumb movies that, you know, you just turn your mind off and just watch it for 2 hour. Oh, 93 minutes. That's good. So it's 2002. Christian Duggery directed this. I want to say Screamers is one of his movies that he did. Yeah, I think Screamers he did. I know he's done other movies too, but Screamers comes to mind. Yeah, and this has nothing on it. I mean, it's widescreen and full screen. Nobody wants full screen. Just get rid of that crap. But yeah, so I don't think anybody is. Well, Brigitte Wilson is known. Rupert Graves is known. They're not big people. But yeah, I mean, if you enjoy Die Hard type movies, more or less one location type of films, you know, and just dumb action where I mean, I haven't seen this in years, but I remember enjoying it. But I mean, you're seeing on the front here, you know, a snowboarder, you know, basically out racing a helicopter. And then there's even a snowboarder doing a flip in the back there. So it's ridiculous fun. I do recommend it. And this has got I think it's probably just the chapters. Yeah. So I don't know if I showed the inside of Let It Snow. I don't think I did. So there we go. Okay, our next one. Now, I know this guy is not popular at all these days, but I like Alec Baldwin as an actor. I don't know if I like him as a person, especially with what's happened on the film Rust, but he made these films where he kind of plays the villain, or he is the villain. And Malice is another one that I bought around this same time. And I think that he's definitely good at what he does. So this is The Juror, and this is Demi Moore, Alec Baldwin. Ted Talley does the screenplay. It's based on a book, and Ted Talley did Silence of the Lambs. He won the Academy Award for that. And I don't see James Gandolfini is in it. I enjoyed this. So she basically is a witness, and the people that are on trial, because I think it's like if I remember correctly, it's like a mobster. He gets Alec Baldwin to basically turn her. You know, at first, you know, he's the really nice guy that she meets, and then slowly but surely, you know, turns into this evil guy that's, you know, threatening her family and killing her friends, and he has to make sure that when she is on the well, when she's one of the jurors, she says that the not guilty. And so that's kind of what the whole movie is, you know, and then what happens at the end, you know, I will not say if he turns her or not. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Oh, it's open. Let's see what this is. So we got this here, and then on the back are the different scene selections, and then inside talks about the movie, and there's some pictures. And it looks like this is this whole thing from? No, it just looks like yeah, it just looks like they talk about the movie and who's on it, and there's a review from a critic and stuff like that. So, but it's always nice having these little things in there, especially when you buy them used from like Zia Records, or you get them from eBay. A lot of times they just come like this, but sometimes you do get the added stuff in there too. It makes it a nice complete DVD. This is a great one. This I was really happy to find. So it's a Charade with Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn. Very Hitchcocky. It's a Stanley Donovan film. Music is by Harry Mancini, which is really nice. You know, the guy who did like the Pink Panther movies. And Stanley Donovan is really good. One of my favorite bad movies that he did is Saturn III, about the robot that goes nuts and starts killing the people that are on like one of the moons of Saturn. But this is very Hitchcock, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. You know, of course, Cary Grant is awesome. So, you know, and Audrey Hepburn too. But as far as a leading man who's kind of in these movies that are, you know, the everyday man that's thrown into a situation type of thing, he does a great job at it. So and this has bonus features. Looks like some kind of documentary type of stuff. 100 Years of Universal, the Carl Lemaire, I'm mispronouncing his name, era. Carl Lemieux? Maybe Lemieux era. I know I'm still pronouncing it wrong. And then 100 Years of Universal, the Lou Wasserman era. And then there's a trailer. So there's 2 documentaries about, probably these are producers or the heads of the company. So definitely recommended a watch on this one if you want to go old school kind of thriller. You know, guy and a girl on a run, on the run. So yeah, definitely recommend Charade. This is a remake that I like. The original, I think, is really good. It's the original filmmaker. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm sorry. This is Sam Peckinpah. There we go. So Sam Peckinpah made a film called Straw Dogs. It has Dustin Hoffman in it. I really enjoyed it, but I almost tend to think that the remake works a little better. I love Peckinpah. But I like the idea, and maybe if I was, you know, if I was British and understood how kind of their versions of white trash work, I would probably like Straw Dogs better, even though I still highly recommend it. This, I think, works a little bit better only because James Marsden plays a Hollywood screenwriter. Kate Bosworth plays an actress. And then Alexander Skarsgård would be like the leader of like the white trash guys. And you can see like there's a house burning down here that they burn. It says, some fights you can't walk away from. This, I think that it's works, yeah, based on like, yeah, the movie by Sam Peckinpah. I think that this, it has James Woods in it too. I like this better only because I think I can relate to it a little better. One, because it's like white trash America. Also, I do like the screenwriter part. I've written screenplays, so I get it with him. He does play just like the Dustin Hoffman character in the original. He does play somebody who's a little more weak, and then of course has that arc to become a stronger character. Kate Bosworth, I normally think is way too thin and needs to eat a sandwich and put on some weight. But in this movie, it works because most Hollywood actresses are you can see every bone in their body, you know, especially if they're in like a bikini or something. And if the camera adds 10 pounds, that means that they look even worse in real life. She is so thin in this that I thought, okay, this works. I can believe this. And then, you know, Alexander Skarsgård, I like the Skarsgårds, you know, including like their dad, who I'm a big fan of. So I think that this is pretty good as far as a remake goes. I am a little biased because during the opening credits, they are playing The Monkees. It's a song called Going Down. Mickey Dolenz is the lead singer on that. And it is very much intentional that this song was written into the movie because they're driving in a convertible, and the Kate Bosworth character is singing the song, like mouthing it as they're driving. So I'm guessing at some point in the script, or somebody said, I want to use the monkeys going down, which is kind of appropriate for this film since it doesn't go up. It's all the characters that pretty much goes down. So yeah, I recommend this. And it's got like 4 featurettes. There is commentary with the director. There's some behind the scenes stuff. So it does have some stuff that's worth it. So if you like the original, check it out. And if you haven't seen it, watch this and watch the original. So they're both good. I mean, Peckinpah is just great to begin with. So it's hard to remake, I would think, one of his films and have it be just as good or better. I think this is a better setting, but both are really good. This one is called The Garden, or just a Garden Party. It does have an actress that I have a little bit of a crush on, Willa Holland. She is in the Arrowverse. She is on Arrow. She plays Speedy. She is the Arrow's, we find out, like, stepsister, but that's her right here. This is one of her first films. From what I understand, this is also Jennifer Hunger Games. Jennifer. Oh my God, come on. Jennifer, God damn, Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence's first film. I have not seen it yet, but that's her there. So she's not up there on the same level as, like, Mila Jovovich or Emma Roberts, but she's definitely in that running in there. So yeah, I'm interested in watching this to see, what she has done earlier in her career. So Garden Party. This I might get in a little bit of trouble for. So I'm not a fan of the movie The Room. I have never wanted to watch it, and I only watched it because of this movie. I just don't think it's good. I don't even think it's like good fun. It's just not a good movie. But because The Disaster Artist came out, and I like who's in it, I watched The Room first, and then I watched The Disaster Artist. The Disaster Artist I loved. I think this is a great like biopic on the making of a movie. And I think Franco got James Franco got it right. Like, this is really good. It's right up there with, like, Badass, Ed Wood, some of these other ones. Dolomite Is My Name. For behind even something like Bulworth, which is fictional, Steve Martin, but most probably based on some stuff that Steve Martin has seen or has gone through. So The Disaster Artist is really good, but unfortunately, you have to watch The Room first to kind of understand what's going on with these scenes, because there are some famous scenes that are recreated in this pretty much perfectly. So you do need to see the movie first, then this. I thought that this was very good. I know that James Franco is kind of been canceled. I do think he's a good actor. I think that he's a good director. He directed this. He might not be a very good person in real life. I don't know. I've never met the man. But as far as a filmmaker goes, I think that he has acted in and directed some really good movies. His brother is good in this, Dave. Seth Rogen is good in this. I'm not a huge Seth Rogen fan these days because of how woke he is. And I think that he has ruined Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and some other stuff. He-Man. So I'm not a huge fan of him now, but back then I liked him. So watch The Room first. and then watch Disaster Artist. This is a film that OGP gave me, and I had it a long time ago, sold it, and so I'm really happy to have it back. If I had to have it in a way, I guess this is probably the way to have it. I don't know if the Blu-ray is any different, but this would be the Miramax Collector's Series Clerks X. It's the 10th anniversary edition of Clerks, and I like its packaging. And it's got it like the Clerks in black and white here, but then Clerks is in color there. It comes out of the box, slides out like that. So then you just have it look like this. There's the poster. Got the back. That's scene selections. And then you open it. Looks like that. And then when you do it the other way, looks like that. And then like that. And it does have its booklet over here. So the good thing about this is, see if they explain exactly what it is. Okay. So disc one, because it's a 3-disc. So disc 1 is the theatrical feature. So it's the one that everybody saw in the theaters. Then disc 2 is Clerks, the First Cut. That's about 10 minutes longer. And Dante dies at the end. And there's a whole scene where they put a video camera in the ceiling, and that stuff is missing. So it's what basically Harvey Weinstein watched at Sundance and then purchased. And the Weinsteins were notorious for cutting 10 minutes out of movies. So they could kind of say, well, that's our movie. This is our cut of the movie because we removed 10 minutes. So they didn't have Dante die in the theatrical version. Like I said, they cut out 10 minutes out of the first cut. And the first cut is very interesting because, you know, if they had left Dante dying, we wouldn't have had Clerks 2 and 3 or you know, that character appearing in other Kevin Smith movies. Then disc 3 are bonus features. So this is great. I don't know. Let me see if I can set this down here without the booklet. So this is what the booklet looks like. And it is, so you get like words from Kevin Smith. And then you get, looks like the IFFM. There's some stuff there, which is the independent film market. I'm sorry, the independent feature film market. Sundance Film Festival. Then you get Janet Maislin on Clerks. Oh, looks like that's a review. Behind the scenes pictures for the making of Clerks. A word from Scott Mosier, who's the producer, but he also does acting in the movie. Credits list, Film Lab, how it all began. And then along came Miramax and Vancouver Film School Days. Foreign posters and print ads. I think that's it. Nope, one more. Alternate posters and press kit. For a little booklet, this has a lot. It's actually a really good booklet. I'm very hit and miss when it comes to Kevin Smith, especially his later movies. I could say I pretty much like everything. Say Dogma would be the last thing that I was a big fan of. I did like Red State, and then his stuff becomes very hit and miss after that. So, and then it just fits right back in here. There you go. This is a double feature. Excuse me. So once a month, Donald Wills and I do, we review a movie or a series of movies, whatever it is. And this is for film discussion, and every December and January, we have been reviewing Sylvester Stallone movies. And first we did like the Rocky movies, then we did the Rambo movies, then the Expendables movies, and now we've run out of series with him. So now we're just kind of doing like if it's a collection of his, like 3 movies or 4 movies that you could buy in one pack. And so we just did that. We already have picked out our movies for this coming December and January. Those are already picked out, so we know what we're going to be doing. But as we get further and further, there's going to be less movies to do. So when we run out, one of my suggestions is to do Steven Seagal movies, because there are a lot of double packs. There's a lot of collections where there's like 8 movies by Seagal, and then 2 of them are by somebody else, And I think that those would be really fun to do, because as we know, his films, really only his first few movies are any good. And then everything starts going down the toilet. He gets really big. His hair is always dyed. He's got the glasses on. And he's all fake. Everything about this guy is fake, including his martial arts. It's all for performance. And more like a play or something. But I am collecting his movies. So I do have these collections. And this one I picked up because I wanted Under Siege, because Under Siege is a good movie, but they also had Under Siege 2 Dark Territory. So this is a Warner Brothers double feature of both of those. So Under Siege and Under Siege 2 Dark Territory. This one, of course, is on a ship. This one is on a train. And it's, so there's a sticker on the back here. So let's see if I can get this up here. Under Siege is just a great movie. Under Siege 2 is like, well, I made like 5 bombs, so I better, what movie am I made the most money? Well, I guess Under Siege, let's do a sequel. Under Siege 2 is about as good as Speed 2 Cruise Control, I would probably say. Actually, I don't know. I'd probably watch Under Siege 2 first over Speed 2. But you get what I'm talking about. If Under Siege is Speed, then Under Siege 2 is Speed 2. It's also directed by Andrew Davis, who did The Fugitive. So he's a good director. Jeff Murphy is the one who did Under Siege 2. He did like Free Jack and some other movies. So he's a good director, but it's just not a great movie. But I'm very happy to own both of these. And I am a big, this sounds weird because it's for a stuntman. I'm a big Don Shanks fan. I met him when Halloween 5 came out at a convention. It was a Fangoria convention. He was a very nice guy, signed a picture for me. It was Michael Myers. And we had a decent, like short little conversation. And since then, I've just kind of been a Don Shanks fan. And he's one of the stuntmen in Under Siege. He also played the fisherman in the, I'm the only one in the world that likes this movie. No, everybody hates this film. I've always known what you did last summer, or I'll always know what you did last summer. I think it's I'll always know what you did last summer. And you could tell, if you know what Don Shanks looks like when the killer is revealed, that it's him. So I'm just a Don Shanks fan. I don't know why. It's just one of those things that's always kind of stuck with me. So not a bad double feature there. My last one is for a TV show, and it is for The Twilight Zone. So this is a 5 DVD collector's set. The Twilight Zone fan favorites, 19 all-time classic episodes. I really don't care about any other Twilight Zone except for the original. I am a huge Rod Serling fan. I would love to make a biopic about his life, you know, with Twilight Zone and, excuse me, Night Gallery, the screenplays that he's written. I would really, really like to do that. And this has, I mean, it has actors including William Shatner, Robert Redford, Burgess Meredith, Lee Marvin, Jonathan Winters, Don Rickles, Charles Bronson, Bill Mooney, I think Mooney, I think is how you say his name, from Lost in Space, Veronica Cartwright, Ron Howard, Ted Knight, and more. And the 19 episodes are, and you can see they got them all listed there on the back. So I'll go through them quickly. Night of the Meek, The Invaders, Nothing in the Dark, Time Enough at Last, The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, which is a great one, The Odyssey of Flight 33, Steel, a Game of Pool, Walking Distance, Kick the Can, Mr. Dingle the Strong, 2, A Passage for Trumpet, The Four of Us Are Dying, Long Distance Call, I Sing the Body Electric, The Lonely, and Probe 7 Over and Out. What this doesn't have on it is the very first episode, which you can get on other collections, which I think is called like, Is Anybody There? Something like the title, something like that. It's really good. But I have other collections that have a lot of episodes on them. Eventually, I will purchase, you know, the entire series, including Night Gallery. So you got disc 1, disc 2, disc 3, disc 4, disc 5. Anything that is Twilight Zone, well, old Twilight Zone, is worth it. So, all right, that's everything. So let's do a quick recap. So we have the Twilight Zone fan favorites: Under Siege 2, Dark Territory; Clerks X, the 10th anniversary edition; The Disaster Artist; Garden Party, remake of Straw Dogs; Charade. There's another film called Arabesque that is also really good too. Both Charade and Arabesque remind me a lot of one another. Very Hitchcockian. It might also be directed by Stanley Donovan, but they're both. Arabesque is good too. I do own that. It's somewhere in my collection, but also check out Arabesque. The Juror. If you like this movie, also check out Alec Baldwin in Malice. The Great Extreme Ops. Just snowboarders fighting terrorists at a ski lodge. Gotta love it. Let It Snow. Slasher in the Snow, always good. And then the Blu-rays, we have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I've actually only seen it once, I think, maybe once or twice, and I'll have to rewatch it. The Order, Sheena, Stephen King, The Cell, and The Accountant. Definitely check out The Accountant and Accountant 2. I highly recommend both of those. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching this video. You know, please like, subscribe, comment down at the bottom if you'd like to even share the video. Let me know which movies you like from this list, and what you think of them. If they're good, if they're bad, if you own them, if you want to purchase them. You know, please. I always look at the comments. So and I will at least like and give it a heart if I don't respond, but I do try to give the heart and like and some sort of comment. Excuse me. So, you know, just do me the favor and do all that. I would appreciate it. So, all right, everybody, thanks a lot, and I will see you on the next video. So, all right, bye, everybody. Bye.